Being live streamed. Okay, good. Oh, and I just got the notification on my phone. Let me announce to the face of books that we're here. Hi, guys. Hi. Do.
So excited that I just made this work.
Let's see. I'm trying to wait.
I'm excited that I don't have to share a microphone with Renee today.
Right.
Glad that, like, yeah, because Renee wasn't even on the screen the last time.
No,
my over there on the side, and Adam's like here holding the headphones.
Yep.
That's how we roll.
It is.
Hey, we made it work.
That's right. Let me share this video. Okay, guys. Well, good. Well, welcome back. As you see, we have a returning guest, Adam Elm. I'm going to share this video. And Cheryl, can you see if people hop on?
I can, because I actually have, what I'm going to do is I'm going to split my screen, my other screen, and have your.
Oh, good. Now I can see, but I can't see any people. So.
Oh, there, top chat.
Okay.
Top chat, live chat. Okay, live chat. Of live chat. Oh, and I can scroll down this way. Ah, this is beautiful. And then that way I'm not distracted by the lag on the other side. So I actually have both of our YouTube channels up over here.
Oh, good. Yep.
To my left. So I can see any chats that are going on over there. And currently, we just have me watching.
Okay. Well, that's okay. It's 12:03. We could get started. I know, Adam, are you good to stay on for like 30 minutes?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. Okay,
Great.
very good. Well, there is going to be a replay. So guys, if you're catching the replay, just put replay in the comments. If you pop on, make sure you say hi so we know you're here. If you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the chat, and Adam will be happy to answer them for you. So today we're going to talk a little bit about expanding your portfolio. So if you didn't catch the last video, Adam was here and he touched on mortgages, and today we're going to go do a little bit more of a deep dive, right? Would you say it's like more of a deep dive?
I think so. I think that's appropriate wording.
All right, cool. So Adam, do you want to talk a little bit? I mean, obviously we know what's kind of going on with the market, but you're the pro. So,
you know, I was actually really excited the other day when I turned on the news. I Groundhog Day for me. I do the same thing every morning. I get up, I put on the Today Show, I work out, get dressed, go to work. So every day I do the exact same thing. And today is Tuesday. It must have been Friday.
okay.
The Today Show had their one of their real estate people that they talk to on there. And one of the questions that came up that she answered was, is it a good time to buy with the interest rates? And her answer was absolutely. It is a great time to buy, because even though interest rates are high,
right,
we have a little saying right now that you marry the house, but you date the rate.
Okay.
Yeah. Meaning that house and you are supposed to be forever. I use the word supposed because marriage isn't forever.
Right.
You and I both know that, Renee.
Yep.
Unfortunately. And so, but basically you're in the house, you're there, you're in your awesome forever home, but that interest rate, eventually what goes up comes down. Okay. And it will come down. Okay. Yeah. And what I really loved about the lady that was talking about real estate was that she said you could always refinance. Okay. And we're going to really dive into that with investment properties today, how to really expand your portfolio. Okay. And basically what's going to happen is when rates do come back down, all that's going to do is drive prices up. Okay. Right. Lower rates, higher prices. Okay. Once you buy that house, you've already paid for that house. You're never going to have to buy that house again. but you can always refinance. Okay. So I just really liked what she was saying, that it really is a good time. And yes, in some pockets of the world, you may have some competition. In some pockets of the world, you may have people covering closing costs. It really just is a zip code by zip code where things are going to be right now, whether you're going to pay your own closing costs or whether you're going to get some help from the seller. Okay.
Right.
But I think it's a great time to buy. Values are, the highest that they've ever been. And again, if you can maybe keep a house and rent something out, and rents are at an all-time high right now too. Once you buy, you never have to worry about moving again.
Right.
If you don't want to.
Right. Right. Could you talk a little bit about, like, I know you're not like a financial, advisor, but can you talk about why someone would even want to expand their portfolio? Because I feel like being a landlord or, having rental properties kind of gets like a bad rep, but when people come to you, I'm sure sometimes they might be like a little bit on the fence. Like, what are just some of the things that you guys discuss? Why would someone want to expand their portfolio?
So if you look at every millionaire, every billionaire in our country, what made them a millionaire or a billionaire is real estate. They all own real estate. Okay. Yep. Every single one of those people own real estate. Okay. Real estate, you can very, very rarely, if ever, lose on. Okay. Unlike the market where you have peaks and valleys, yes, you have that in real estate too. The longer that you hold on to that and rent that property out, or just hold on to it and live in it, it's always going to go up. It's very, very rarely going to go down. Okay. Yeah. And I know that a lot of people right now are worried, oh my gosh, I paid so much money for this house. Is 2009 going to happen? 2010 going to happen all over again? Well, in the Washington, D.C. area, we sort of play by an unfair playing advantage. We have the federal government in our area, which will always, always, always help to keep properties higher than most. Okay. Now, building your portfolio, you're basically building wealth. Okay. The more houses you own, the more people that are renting those houses, the faster those houses get paid off. You could use those, rent as a monthly cash flow. You could turn around and sell it and make a huge profit down the road. But you're very rarely, and again, if ever, if you sit on a property for 20 or 30 years, you're not going to lose.
Right. Okay. Okay, cool. So in the comments, we have Jim Rambo. He said, "What's up, Adam?"
Ask him how vacation is right now.
He hears you.
He's sitting on the beach in sunny North Carolina right now, but he is one of my favorite agents that I do business with. We actually do a good amount of business together. Great personality. And Jim actually does a lot of investments where he helps people buy homes, fix them up and flip them, turn around and sell them. So he's a really good person to be on this.
Jim, where's Jim located?
Maryland, right? He lives right up the street from me and right up the street from my office. He's out of Millersville.
Okay. Jim, we'd love to have you on the talk. If you'd be that, Jim. Having a great time. Wish you were here, he said.
Me too.
Well, yeah, me too. So, okay. So we've kind of gotten that out of the way. Let's talk numbers, because we can say all day, oh yeah, we want to do this to get the cash flow to, secure a better future for our families, blah, blah, blah. Let's talk numbers. What are we talking to get in? What kind of programs are we looking at?
So when you buy an investment property, you can buy an investment property with as little as 15% down. Okay. In order to get the most best bang for your buck, you should put 25% down. Okay. That's going to get you the best interest rate out there, the best terms out there, if you can put 25% down. Okay. Here's what I see a lot of people doing right now. Everybody's like, okay, I don't have 25%. You know, you might want to start off with 15% if that's all you have. Okay. Now, what some of my more advanced investment portfolio people are doing is they're basically paying cash for a house, turn around and refinancing it, pulling 75% of the cash out of it, and then they're on to their next property.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, it's going to take you a little bit of time to get to that point,
Yeah.
but the more properties you start to acquire, the more positive cash flow you have,
Right.
the sooner that something like that becomes more realistic. Okay. I've known people to actually empty their 401ks to go buy an investment property because they're going to make more return monthly on their investment property than they are on their 401k right now. Okay. So also talk about a partnership. You know, if you have, you know, mom, dad, sister, brother, best friend, you know, somebody that you trust, hey, you have 20 grand, 15 grand lying around. I do too. Would you think about buying a property together? You know, obviously you want to have something in writing when you buy that property with that person. Okay. But that's just another way. And again, you just build it up. You start, you buy something. A lot of people want to go and buy these 3 and 4 unit buildings right away, thinking they hit a home run. Okay. I would never tell somebody that. Somebody that doesn't have experience being a landlord should not jump into 3 or 4 unit property right away.
Absolutely.
You buy a property, you work on that, and you just build from there.
Yep. Okay.
You know, but again, a lot of times people are wondering, how are people getting all this cash? They started down here, you know, and now they're able to pay cash for homes, take that money out and go buy another house cash down the road. And it's really helping expand their portfolios right now.
Right. Okay.
So I have a couple of questions. To just take an example. So my husband's been in this house for over 20 years. He's got more than half of it paid off. So he's got a pretty fair amount of equity in it right now. That would be a good way to get into this type thing, pull out equity.
It would be. It would be. It
Maybe,
would be. Now,
depending on the area, buy something for cash.
Correct. Now, I wouldn't recommend a refinance today. I would wait to find that property so we know what we need, because you might not need all of that money right away, Cheryl.
Right.
You know, and a refinance you can get done within 30 days. A lot of times you can get a refinance done within 20 days. So if you wrote a 30-day offer on that property, you'll still be within that time frame.
Okay. How do credit ratings play into, or do they play into what you would consider for your down payment? You were talking about 25%, 15. So how does
Fannie Mae loan, Cheryl, you have to have a 620 credit score. Okay. That's just a Fannie Mae guideline. So no matter ABC Mortgage, Bank of America, you need a 620 credit score minimum. Okay. There's really not any other places that are doing investment properties. Even when I say other places, I'm talking about private firms that will do an investment property under a 620 credit score. Okay. So 620 is probably the magical number.
And if you have say you've got somebody comes to you and they've got a super high credit score, that would give you more options of places to market or to shop that loan?
It will, but again, when you're talking about investment properties, a lot of people have to play by the same rule. Obviously, if you go to a bank, they're always going to be a little bit tighter than an actual mortgage company. Okay. I think banks just charge way more fees and have higher rates, you know, and than typically mortgage companies do, because that bank CEO is probably making 5 million, 10 million. You typically don't have a CEO of a mortgage company making $5-10 million a year. I'm not making $5 or $10 million a year.
Okay, so we've got the credit. Okay, credit. So I know that we are all in the DC metropolitan area, but speaking like broadly to major metropolitan areas, first off, is there a particular what would somebody like, if our listeners are outside of Maryland, outside of DC, Virginia, what kind of an area would they look for first, or would they need to go talk to somebody like Jim that specializes in this type of mortgage, this type of property where you're buying it to flip or to have rentals?
So the first thing, that's okay. So the first thing that they would have to do, Cheryl, is probably talk to me to get pre-approved to see what they could do. Okay. Because I'm going to give them their options. It doesn't matter. Now, obviously we're only licensed in a certain amount of states, right. But as long as they're looking in a state that I'm licensed in, the first thing to do would be to talk to me. Okay. Once I get them pre-approved, then the next step would be to talk to a real estate agent. Okay. To figure out, hey, this is what I'm looking for in this area, this price range. What can you find me?
And so so the person in question, so if it was me, I come to you, I get pre-approved, and you say, all right, hey, go talk to Jim because he's great in that area. When I go to Jim, I tell him that, hey, I want to look in a particular area, or I tell him, this is what I'm pre-approved for. This is the type of property I'm looking for. Marry the
Correct. Correct. You kind of tell him what you're looking for and where you're looking to buy. And then the real estate agent's going to go and start looking in the system, in the multiple listing service system that only real estate agents have access to. And they're going to find the house. Okay. What you don't want to do if you're a consumer is hop on Redfin or Zillow or Remax, because those companies do not update those lists every day. So when you get on there, if you find something from a Redfin or a Zillow, it's probably already under contract or sold.
Gotcha.
So that's why you want to go to the real estate agent. Once you've spoken to me, you want to get with that real estate agent because their information they have is up to the minute.
Understood.
Great question.
Yeah, I mean, this is something that we talk about, or that I talk about with a lot of people in the different calls that I do. And, everybody wants to get into real estate.
Yeah.
But nobody really understands. It's scary. It's scary taking that first step.
It is.
Especially like in my situation, my husband's been in this one house for over 20 years, which boggles my mind because this is the longest place I've ever lived in my life. And that's only been 11. So, for him, that he's been paying on this mortgage all this time, he's got a super low interest rate. He's got great credit. We've talked about different options, but it's scary. It's super, super scary. Especially right now with the turbulence that nobody's really sure what's going on. But I agree with what you were saying, because I've heard various people saying the same thing that you started out saying, Adam, which is it's a great time to buy because prices are coming down. There's more property on the market available right now, and interest rates are climbing, but they're not super terrible at the moment.
Let me say this. Let me cut you off if you don't mind. For the last 3 weeks, interest rates have steadily been coming down.
Okay. I didn't
know. Now they're going to take a turn and go back up probably Thursday or Friday this week because all the big bond traders are going to be up in their Hamptons house up in New York. Okay. So we got the second tier traders coming in on Thursday, Friday, and Monday until everybody gets back from their July 4th partying. So you'll tend to see around the holidays, rates tend to climb up a little bit, but come, Thursday, Friday next week, they should be coming back down. It's almost like they tend to go up just because they want to hedge everything while the big guys aren't there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. All right, so we got pre-approval,
Yep.
then we talk to the agent, and then we tell the agent, this is how much money, this is what we want, and possibly this is where. But if we get a good agent that understands the market area that they're in, then they could probably help narrow down the wheres or give us several different wheres to choose from, and we could do further homework.
Correct. I tell people, again, if you're buying an investment for the first time and we live in Maryland, we don't want to buy a property out in Iowa.
No, you do
Okay.
not.
You don't want to buy a property in Florida. Okay. You want to be able to get in your car and get to that property in under 30 to 45 minutes. Some people will say an hour. I say 30 to 45 minutes. That way, if something goes wrong, you're there, you can hop on it, you can fix it. If you can't be at that property in 30 to 45 minutes, then the best advice I can give you is you want to pay a management company to manage that property for you. It's only fair to the people renting that property at that point.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Man, this has got my head, all these calls, they just get my head spinning, and I was like, oh, I want to go.
And I have property managers too, just so everybody knows.
All right.
So Adam, do you work with a lot of groups?
I don't work with a lot of groups. I do work with individual investors, okay, of people, like I said, buying homes and renting them out. I don't really work with too much flippers because those people are short term. They're buying the house, fixing it up, and then selling it.
Okay.
But the people that tend to rent it out and keep the house for the long term, I do have a good amount of people that I do work with.
Okay.
And that's not saying that you can't work with people that are flipping if they are looking for more of a conventional loan to begin with, right?
I can't do a traditional mortgage with a flipper. A flipper is going to get what's called a hard money deal, or they're going to have their own money, Cheryl. The reason being, a traditional bank or mortgage company cannot do a loan for a flipper, and here's why. The mortgage company and the bank's loan officers are on the hook for the first 6 payments, okay? So what happens is they have to make 6 payments. If they don't make 6 payments, guess who has to give their commission back? That would be me. So with that being said, okay, when somebody's a flipper, they tend to get a hard money loan. They don't get a traditional mortgage, okay? They tend to pay a higher rate, and they tend to pay points on that because they only need that money for short term. Banks and mortgage companies are in it for the long term.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a completely.
If I'm looking at keeping something for at least a year,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have a problem with that.
I do not. 6 months or more, I'm your guy. If it's less than that, it's a non-traditional type of mortgage that you would be looking at.
Renee, do you want to catch that one from the chat, or do you want me to read it?
Oh, I didn't even see it. I don't have my glasses
Just
on.
popped up.
Can Adam talk about contacting listing agents? Does he like touching base once deal is ratified or once offer is submitted?
So I talk to the listing agent both times. So if I'm trying to get my contract ratified, I actually reach out to the listing agent and introduce myself and let them know that a buyer has written on their house. Actually, let me even take it a step back, okay? When I have my real estate agents make an offer on a property, I actually have my real estate agent CC me and make an introduction, okay, when they submit the offer to the listing agent, all right? That way, I have that listing agent's information, and I get right on that listing agent and say, my name's Adam. I work for First Washington Mortgage. I've been in the business 22 years. Please reach out to me if I can do anything for you or answer any questions. And that's kind of where it starts.
Okay.
Where the whole time going through the process, okay, the listing agent is more than welcome to call me, text me, email me, however they feel comfortable communicating with me and asking me where we are in the process. And I have no problem updating them, throughout the process.
That's excellent.
That's huge. That's huge. I hear so many horror stories about they can't get the mortgage to go through. They don't know what's going on. They can't get a hold of the agent, this, that, and the other. So the fact that you're willing to work with both agents and keep everybody in the loop, that's fantastic.
So my agents during when the loan's in processing and my processors are communicating with the buyers, okay, I have them CC the buyer's agent, not the listing agent, okay, but the buyer's agent, the people that referred that deal to me. So that way the buyer's agent doesn't even have to ask me where we are. They can see that the loan's approved. They can see that the appraisal's ordered. They can see exactly where we are in the process.
Howard says, love that. A proactive lender is refreshing.
Excellent.
I probably close 1 deal, 2 deals a month with him.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
I invited as many people as I could.
Oh, good.
That's fantastic. We appreciate it. And the fact, because they can turn around and use this information to help their clients, people that they know, understand the process better. So it's fantastic. I'm so glad that they decided to come in and join us. And we would love to, maybe we'll do a real estate call in a couple of weeks after the holidays, and
absolutely
with like a round table with agents and just kind of get some different views on how people work.
Yeah, that would be great. Well, Adam, you're coming up on your 30-minute mark. Was there anything in particular that you wanted to touch base on?
No, not really.
Okay.
I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry. There was a delay. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, it's fine. Does anyone have any questions? I don't know, Cheryl, I don't know how many people are on.
We've got a few watching on both channels.
Okay.
So Kim is in the chat.
Oh, good.
Nadine is in the chat. Sandra is here.
Awesome.
We've got Deborah, Howard, Jim, Kimmery is in here with us in the Zoom.
Oh, good.
So yeah, I mean, this has been great and tons of information. I tell you, this one, I think I'm going to make my husband listen to this one.
Oh, good. Very good. Hey, Cheryl, can you throw Adam's information up and then we'll also put it into the description when the video is over. So if someone is catching this on the replay, I put Adam's phone number and his email here on this little card that we're going to throw up and we'll put it down in the description. Also, if you have any questions, please, reach out to him. Obviously, we plan on having him back. If Adam would come back, we'd love to have him regularly come.
Absolutely.
Love to
Yes.
be a part of this. Thank you for everything for what you guys are doing. I love it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for coming back again. Everyone just loved having you the first time. So this is really great. And I'm really happy to hear that you said over the past 3 weeks, rates are kind of coming down. So we'll have a lot.
I'm trying to figure it out, but I can't figure out how to do it.
Yep. Jim says Adam is the man.
Lots of positives in the real estate world. And again, don't let the rates scare you off. Owning is always better than renting. Okay. Yeah. Stop putting money in your landlord's pocket. Stop making somebody else rich.
Right.
Start making you and your family rich.
Yeah. Yeah. Howard, thank you so much. You said great stuff. Loved all the info. This was awesome. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much for coming today. Yeah. Okay, Cheryl, if you can't figure it out, that's fine. We'll just make sure we add all of Adam's stuff.
Yep. That's the best I can do, and that's not going.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Yeah, add it in the description and ensure that people have the information that they need. That's Adam. Yep. Great. Well, Adam,
His information is already in the description for
Oh.
both videos.
okay.
So,
Awesome. Okay.
Three
Well,
things.
Very good.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you
welcome.
for everything, ladies.
You're welcome.
Go O's.
Go
and
O's.
everybody go buy a house.
Okay. Thanks, Adam.
thank
Have a
you
good
so
one, guys.
All right.
Take
have
care.
a good one. Next
You
time.
too. All
Thanks.
right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okie dokie, guys. All right. So I don't know who's going to stay for the rest of the call. We still have 30 minutes on this call. I know you said Kim is here. I know Kim had a question, and I guess we can give her a minute. Also, I do have to say that I'm slacking on our book club. I have not started Millionaire Next Door.
Well, we haven't finished.
Yeah, we haven't finished The Richest Man in Babylon either.
Correct statement.
Yes.
Oh, just a little bit of housekeeping. I'll mention this again at the end.
Okay.
But next week is 4th of July.
Yes.
We will be doing 4th of July stuff.
Yep.
So we will not be here next
That's right.
week. But we will be thinking of all of you and spending time with our families.
Yep. Always though, guys, if you watch a video or you have a question, I mean, I try to answer my YouTube comments or whatever. Sometimes I miss them, but you can always throw it in the video, and if it just can't wait until the following Tuesday.
Oh yeah. I mean, we're both totally attached
Yeah.
to our phone a little
Yeah.
too much. So you can always reach us. We'll get there.
Or Facebook or last week, Instagram. Because Cheryl and I thought that we were alone during our call, and we were not, which is very good.
Yes, Kim, side gig. We really, really, really appreciate that
Yeah.
you let us know that we were not alone.
Yep.
I mean, we went for it anyway. We didn't give up. We just
Yeah.
kept going, and I was super proud of us. And then I found out that we weren't alone anyway, and then I was even more proud of us for
Right.
not giving up.
Yep. Okay, well, I don't know what the question, Kim, it is. I see that we have 3 people on, but I can't see who. Kim, do you want to ask the question about Venable?
Kimmery is in the chat. I mean, in the Zoom with us.
Oh, okay.
Kim, side gig, Kim
Yes.
is in one of the YouTube.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, yeah. Go ahead and throw your question up in the YouTube, because I'm looking at the chat right now. And then I can answer it. I created, and I can share this with you guys. I don't know how. I know some people don't like putting their email up, but if you reach out to me on Instagram, it's just Mommy Has a Chat. Same handle for every TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. If you reach out to me, I can send you. I created a Venable checklist that I go through every single day.
And if you guys didn't see it, she just put up a Venable video on
Yes.
how to do it. Okay, so here she goes. I signed up for Amazon Associates through Venable. Do they take my Amazon commission if I use the link somewhere other than Venable?
I signed up. Okay. Did you sign up for Amazon Associates?
Wait,
Hold on.
yeah, maybe. Did you were already signed up for Amazon Associates? Because I don't think you can go through Venable to do that.
Right.
But you can connect it. You connected it to your Venable. Is that correct?
Now, I've seen some people say that they are deleting the link that is on Venable, that Venable auto fills for you, and they're putting their Amazon Associates link in there. Either way, you're going to get paid. Venable has their own links for everything. And that's what's so great about it, because normally you have to go through you have to go to Amazon, you have to go to Walmart to sign up. And a lot of those businesses, you wouldn't get approved otherwise. Venable is actually doing us a favor. Like, a lot of the networks go off of how much traffic you have. Well, if you're only going off landing pages, you don't have any traffic, or if you're newer, you don't have traffic, and so you won't get approved. So they take all of that out. And so obviously what they get out of it. So say Walmart pays 7%, Benable's going to give you 6%, which I'm fine by, because it's way, way, way less work. It's way, like, I belong to so many ad networks, like Impact Network is one of them. And I am not approved for Instacart through there. I don't know why, but I'm not. But I'm approved through Instacart's regular affiliate program, which is strange. Or there was another one that I really wanted to, I can't remember who it was now, but I really wanted to promote them, and they said, no, I wasn't approved. So it's like, well, I've been doing this for several years. I'm not sure. And I have a blog, like an actual blog. It's not just a landing page that has traffic. So I'm not sure why I wouldn't be approved. So sometimes they go off of social media numbers also. And my numbers aren't super high. Even if I put my highest one in there, which is TikTok, I don't talk about clothing. I don't talk, it's mostly cleaning and houseware. So a clothing brand wouldn't approve me based off of that.
So she comes back and says, that was actually my next question. Am I getting less from Amazon by going through Benable?
You would have to check. So Amazon, if you scroll to the bottom of the page, you can check what their commission schedule is, which if you've been an associate for a couple of years, you know that their commissions got slashed by so much over the past couple of years. You can see what products have the most. So I think it's obviously their products have the most. The luxury, Amazon luxury comes in next. And then it's electronics, clothing, housewares. Those have I think it's 2 or 3%. It's low. It's pretty low. So you'd have to just check the two schedules to see, because I think it's 7 different categories for Amazon, what commission you get.
And that probably goes back to so when I was doing it the other day, I was going through Amazon and using the toolbar, and that was putting my Amazon associate link into Benable.
You were using the Chrome extension? Okay.
And that was putting my Amazon link, not the Benable Amazon link, in. So I would think that if I'm using my Amazon associates link in there, then I'm probably going to get whatever Amazon says versus.
Right.
Unless Benable changes it after the fact, and I don't know, and we don't, because we're still new.
Right. You can go back and look at the link that they have up and see if it's the same link. You can also do tracking codes. You can set tracking codes up on Amazon, trackable links, so that you know where your traffic is coming from. Is it coming from your blog? Is it coming from your link tree? Is it coming from you dropping them in, Reddit comment? So you can track to see if you're running ads, because otherwise it's really hard to tell if you're not using a tracking code.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Kim said that was what she did too. I'm guessing with using the Chrome extension.
Oh yeah, that's way, way, way faster.
Oh my goodness. That was mind blowing.
For generic, I'll just go straight from the Benable site, but if the Chrome extension is, it's a game changer for sure. Yeah. Yep. I love it.
Now I had one person, I haven't done anything with it since last week. You've committed to 20 minutes a day. I haven't got there yet, but I did have somebody come and go through one of my links. I mean, I don't know. I haven't been back over there, but I need to do that. I need to be more proactive.
Well, yeah, Cheryl, I'll send you the tracker too. It's 7 different things that I do every day. I think I'm actually going to push it up to 30 minutes because I have so many boards now. So I make new boards every day, or lists. I keep saying boards because I'm so used to Pinterest. I make a new list every day with X amount of products, and then I add to every other list also.
Okay, so Kim came back and said, your video yesterday also cleared up some things for me. My last question is, Venable really going to be worth it, or is it only going to be pennies?
So I've made several sale. I should have put what day I started because I don't remember. I'm just gonna say 2 weeks. I can't remember what day I started. Do you remember?
I could probably look through my messages.
I know that I sent you a text about it, right?
Yeah, you sent me a text and you asked me about this and that, and I was like, because that was the same day as the CPA, and I'm like, that doesn't mean the same thing for me as it does for you.
Okay, hold on, I can tell you. Oh, because that's the same day that I told you about Clickly too.
Yep.
Which I'm still doing Clickly also every day. Actually, if you have upgraded with Clickly, I guess it was the owner's birthday yesterday, so he gave us 500,000 more credits. So that was pretty sweet. And Clickly, Kim, have you heard of Clickly email? I think now for Clickly, I'm in $97 and I've made 120, I believe. But you can't cash out till you get to 300. So, but that's okay because, okay, I don't see what day I told you about it. Yeah, I don't know. I am going to take that money, the first time that I cash out, I'm going to try to cash out once a month. I'll wait till 300. I'm going to start putting 300 a month into the S&P 500. Yeah, or I do stash. Cheryl, do you do stash? I do stash, and it's just it's auto investing. So you can do, like, if you want to invest every day, every month, every paycheck, whatever. And I realized that 2 years ago, I set up a cannabis auto stash. So I get quarterly dividends from that. I'll send you the link for that, Cheryl. I think I have, like, my mom, she might not want to say. Mom, if you don't want to, that's fine. But how many years have you been doing stash? I cashed out my stash one year. We went on vacation for $1,300. And I had put like 200 in it, but I was doing the dividends, quarterly dividends. This was when I was like really big into doing stocks and stuff. Maybe 5. Oh yeah. So she's been in stash for 5 years.
I forgot that Deborah's your mom.
Yes. Yeah, Cheryl, I'll send you stat. I mean, it's easy to do. It's investing. If you're not investing, so Kim, to answer your question, here's my thought about the pennies. Okay. If it's only costing you 10 minutes a day, whoops, no, Siri. No, don't talk right now. Watch this, the talkative little thing. If it's only costing you 10 minutes a day, what I've done is I cut down 10 minutes of I'm a big TikToker, okay? I can be on TikTok for 3 hours straight. I'm not even gonna lie. Especially my teenagers send me TikToks and we just sit on the couch and we die laughing together, okay? I took out 10, 15, 20 minutes of my TikTok scroll because it's mindless scrolling. It's nothing. I might laugh, I'm not getting anything out of it. If I can make $50 or $100 a month from me stopping scrolling and melting my brain with cat videos, at the end of the year, I'll take that $1,200 and put it into an investment. Do you know what I mean? So to me, it's worth it. So if you have the time, I mean, don't go out of your way, but I try to look at things for the long run. Like, would $1,200 be good for me at the end of the year? Yeah, that's Christmas money. That's a down payment for one of our 16 children to get a new car, because we just got one a car, the other one just got their license, and then I'm about to have a 15-year-old also. So, that's $1,200, or even if it's just $600, I can throw it into a stock. Also, let's say I take it a step farther. I stop buying Starbucks maybe Mondays I don't get Starbucks. I take that $6 and I put that into an account too. So maybe I'm throwing $2,000 into an account at the end of the year. Or you had, what was your guest last week, Cheryl?
Oh, Josh Gonzalez.
Josh. Oh, obviously for small business owners, he said one of them was, I think, 22,000. But if you have a regular job still, 9 to 5, and you can contribute 6,500, maybe you don't have 6,500, but now you can take $2,000 and put it into an account.
Right.
So
Marika
to me,
says that's $1,200 more that could be working for you. It all adds up.
exactly.
And
Exactly.
that's part of my thing is I just have so many things that I'm working on right now.
Right.
Or like in the pipeline. So right now I'm learning about AI so that I can utilize that. And
Yes.
then it's all about building things that are going to be revenue streams
Right.
that I don't have to spend time to make
Right.
the money. So
Right.
so Benable is one, the stash that you're talking about is one. I mean, maybe Clickly too. I mean, all these things. So say right now you take 30 minutes for the next month and you work on Benable, and then the next month, maybe you only need 5 minutes on Benable and you take 30 minutes and work on stash.
Exactly.
And if you can, if there's some way that, you know, we can utilize AI for any of this stuff,
Yeah.
or for something else, then,
Right.
you know, that's my plan right now is I want to try to utilize AI to do a couple of things for me,
Right.
or to help me to
Mhm.
do a couple of things. And then, you know, once I've got my head wrapped around that, then I won't need all the time that I'm using for that. And I can move that
Right.
over to the next
Yeah.
rabbit hole I send Renee and myself down.
Well, and here's the thing. If you hustle hard for a year, you know, I am anti hustle culture. Like, you know, oh, don't sleep. Don't. I take a nap almost every day. So that's not a thing. I'm not going to stop my naps. I'm not going to. But if you do the work for a year, for 5 years, that's where I am right now. I've been doing the work for 5 years, ever since I retired. 5 years. I'm coming up on 5 years in November. I am willing to do that so that my next 10 years is easier. I don't want to be working when I'm 50. I don't want to. That's me. Because when I got hired with the fire department, I said, oh, I can be retired when I'm 39. So I've literally had it in my head the whole time. I'm not going to be working for my 40th birthday. Like, that's it. Bye work. That's it. Like, I'm chilling from here on out. And so I have that in my head. So if I have to kind of work my way up to being able to afford bigger things. Okay, so the Benable and the stash, you don't do anything. That's just auto invest. You can literally put your bank account information and put $50 a week in there. Oh, that's it. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to, nothing. It's, you don't touch it. I just get the emails like, oh, you got a dividend, whatever. You do that, then you take that money, you get a rental property, you know, or whatever. You get a management company so that you're not messing with the tenants. And I told everything that Adam said, like it's a whole thing. My first big rental property was 19 apartment units, and it was in deep Pennsylvania. It was 7 hours from my house. I lost it. I don't have it anymore because it was, and I bought it with someone else. It was not everything that I shouldn't have done. I did, but I didn't know. I was in my 20s. I didn't know, but now I know better. So next time I can work my way up to that, that's fine. So just do the little things that you have to do now so that you can sit back later. That's just my mentality. That's my mentality.
Side Gig says $1,200 at the end of the year is definitely worth it. If it was 10 minutes a day for $12 at the end of the year, then it's not really worth it.
Yeah, no. I mean, here's the thing. Now I got a bonus. I think your first month that you're on, you get a bonus. So the first thing that I sold, it was like a Starbucks. No. It was a tarp from Home Depot that I put into home. which we have a billion tarps because literally our third day living here, we had to use a tarp. 3 days after we closed on this house, we got a roof leak. 3 days. 3 days. So I tell everyone who buys a house, buy a tarp. If you've never owned a tarp, buy a tarp. And we use that tarp for literally everything. I've killed my garden with the tarp, over the winter so I can I've done everything with that tarp. I put a tarp on the list and I think I made $3.40 off of that from me putting a tarp on a list. So it's definitely more than $12, but, and I talked about this in the video yesterday, you can't throw 5 things up and be like, okay, I'm done. You have to keep adding. You have to keep, and at some point I'm like, well, maybe I should promote Venable a little bit more. Maybe I can do it through Pinterest. Maybe I can put a post on Facebook. There's different ways. So you have to actually do the work. You can't just sit, or it is going to be $12 at the end of the year.
Right.
And then
but if you're spending 10 minutes a day
right
for the year,
right,
and you're actually doing the work and during that 10 minutes, it's not going to be $12.
No, absolutely not. Because I almost made 4 off of one product, my very first sale. So but you have to do the work.
Right. Yeah. And that's everything. Oh my goodness. So many people want the quick fix, the quick, what's the hack? What's the hack? What's the hack? And right now, everybody's looking at AI as the hack. Well, it can do things for you, but not for you. It can do things with you.
Right.
You can work with it to create things. You have to figure out what kind of things you want to create.
Right.
You still need to have expertise in those things. I was watching a video this morning where the guy was saying he was using it to teach him something. So he says, ChatGPT, I want you to be the expert for me in XYZ. Yep. And then he went through all these different things and he was showing how he did it and making it test him and giving him other places to learn and even a language. It's like, he wanted to learn French, for example. So I've literally got my list of things and I'm trying to learn ChatGPT and Midjourney, and it's hours of work.
And they have updates. There are updates all of the time to Midjourney. If you go in Midjourney and you read through the chat and you go into the different rooms, so not the rooms where you create, but on the side, you can go in the different room. There's updates every day. There are new prompts that you can use. There are new settings. I mean, people don't even know that there are settings in Midjourney that you can change. / settings. If you, instead of the / imagine, if you do / settings, a whole bar comes up from the bottom and you can change this.
And so that's my point. It's like, you have to put the work in to get the thing out of it. And sometimes, like some of the stuff, a lot of the things that you and I talk about on here are in particularly things that will cost you your time.
Right.
Time that you're probably spending scrolling on something anyway.
Right.
Or playing solitaire or animal something or another. But like you said, if you cut out 15 minutes of TikTok scrolling,
don't miss it.
And you don't miss it, number one, and you've already made money.
Yep.
So,
I had that time because a lot of people say, and I talk about this a lot on TikTok when I talk about cleaning, people are like, oh, I don't have the time. You do have the time. You're not utilizing your time.
Right.
Because I had 9 people living here and we keep this house fairly clean. It's not, we have animals too, so you can't really do anything about the animals, but the house is clean. It is. And it's because I time block and writing stuff down. And that's another thing. So every morning for 10 minutes, I journal. every morning. I started that when I was doing the cabbage soup cleanse. I started going outside. I watched a video and I should share the video with you. It's about the proper way to start your morning. No coffee for 90 minutes after you wake up, 2-minute cold shower. And as soon as you get up, which I haven't made it to that yet, but as soon as you get up, like literally the first 2 days, I had my robe on and I went outside in the rain because I was like, Renee, you can't let this stop. Like, just go outside. You go outside so that the UV light can get to you. So I literally rolled out of bed, put my watch on, put my shoes on, put my robe on, and went outside. So I do that every morning. So now I'm getting my steps in. I'm not spending my morning on the phone, which is another terrible thing. You know, you get up and you start scrolling right away. So I'm not seeing that negativity in the morning. I'm not working first thing in the morning. I'm doing something for me. I'm getting my steps in. I start stretching. I get my blood moving. And I have 10 minutes of peace and quiet. And would you know, the first 30 comments on that video that the guy put out were all negative. Oh, you must not have kids. This is not realistic. You know, your poor wife. I mean, people were being so rude. And I'm like, what? The first day I was here alone with my 4-year-old, do you know what I did? I left my front door wide open and I walked in front of my house because I said, if he wakes up, I'll hear him crying. There's no excuse. And it was raining. I was outside in my robe in the rain. I was like, someone's going to call the police. Like, hey, there's this crazy woman outside in her robe pacing back and forth in front of an open door. But I was like, I don't care because I want to do, there's no excuses. There's none. But that it was all negativity. You have to stop making excuses. You just have to stop.
All right. I don't know about the rest of you all that is listening, but that was so inspiring to me. And also so yeah, I feel inspired and I feel I can't think of the word.
I know that, but I mean, and honestly, because I wasn't having coffee and we talked about this with the salt, I'm good. And I talked to Cheryl about this before, guys. If I didn't drink coffee by 11 o'clock, I was raging, number one, raging, like, get away from me. But also, I had the worst head. I'm past that. I have no headache. I come in, I drink water because it was like 80 degrees. You know, when I was walking, it was like 80 and I had a robe on, but I was undressed underneath. I had to put a robe on. I got my steps in. I came in, I drank my water. So now coffee doesn't have a hold on me. I'm like, just by me doing a couple small tweaks in the morning, it motivates me. I can sit down. I look at my list for the day. I turn my phone. Well, my phone's always on do not disturb, but I turn it over so that it doesn't even light up.
Right.
Start my work. Okay, I'm going to do this for 20 minutes. And I have ADHD and I don't take medication anymore, guys. So I still do kind of get distracted, but I get up and I try to do something on, like, Renee, why are you standing right now? Okay, well, go put a load of laundry in the washer since you got up from the computer for some reason. And then I go do that. And then I set an alarm to go switch the laundry. Like, you just have to stop making excuses and just do the stuff. And then it'll become a habit. That's it. That's all.
And y'all wonder, I keep looking over here at y'all, but you're here. Just the chat's over here. I mean, Nike nailed it with their one campaign.
Yes.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Just do
No
it.
excuses. Just do it.
There's no excuse. Just do it. There's literally no excuse. Today on my walk, I was like, okay, when school starts back up, I'm just going to have to get up at 5 and do all of this stuff so that I can do it before the kids get up. But what I'll do is I'll just get up 5 minutes earlier. I mean, now I don't set an alarm and I just kind of get up at 7 anyways, but I'll just set an alarm 5 minutes earlier every day for a couple of weeks leading up to that, like starting the end of July, so that I'm trained to get up. And I like going outside. You hear the birds chirping and you see them taking their little baths, and I can hear my rooster crowing. His crow has really improved. And I'm starting the day in peace and quiet by myself, something for me. And I feel good about it. But I feel like it kind of all ties together. And you know what? I actually heard this first from Tech. What does he say? How you do one thing is how you do everything. And if you're going to kind of half-ass something, you're going to show up like that for everything else in your life. The first time I heard him say that, I was like, how dare you call me out like that? You know what I mean? But it's true.
I mean, but I don't feel that way about myself.
Right.
I mean, I know that there are some things, like when it comes to, okay, yeah, never mind. I'm just going to shut my mouth.
No, so I want to hear what you were going to say.
No, because I'm lying to myself.
Oh, Cheryl, you got it. You got it.
The philosophy says most people don't realize the make money quick is a phase most of us go through, and we buy that dream. Lots of people sell and make money off from us. Then you realize it's a lie. Doing good work in a consistent manner is the hack.
It 100%.
100%.
Who's that said that?
Philosophy.
Yes.
I think
Nailed
that's Dino.
100% nailed it. That's what infuriates me. And I try to not, I'm like, Renee, that's not your business. Don't be mad about it anymore. But it irritates me when you see these people like, oh yeah, just do this and you're going to become a millionaire. No, you're not. No, you're not. If you're saying something outside of stay consistent, and do it the right way, don't try to take shortcuts. If you're saying anything, I don't want to hear what you have to say because you're lying.
It was in this morning's call in the group. So Chris does his call every morning. And in this morning's call, he was like, I want to make listing easier and something else easier, photos easier, something like that. And so he wanted everybody to put in the chat, different things.
Yep.
And what it all comes down to is like, I have finally, I mean, I've always been into process improvement, but
right.
I have finally found for myself, I did the tech thing for me in my way, right? I took out all the things that didn't matter.
Yep. Yeah.
So now I've niched down all of my the items that I sell. So my photos is literally the same 8 things. And you get started and you just start flying.
Go. Yep.
Because you're doing the same exact movement over and over and over again. And then when it comes to listing, again, you're doing the same, you're writing the same things.
Yeah.
Because I've got one niche. One.
Yep.
But
it makes a huge difference.
Now I'm doing that same process because, it's 100 times easier to look in on somebody else.
Oh,
and
yeah.
see what they are, where they're lacking than it is to look for yourself. So one of the things that I have done, and I was talking to my mentor about this the other day, is that if I can record myself, I don't always have to watch the video.
Right.
But if I record myself, I realize things that I can take out.
Yeah.
And do not disturb, face down was one of the first things.
Yep.
It's like I've told my husband, look, I'm working now. My phone's on do not disturb. It's off. Because he would be the worst culprit.
Oh my God. BB is home this week on vacation. Yesterday, he's like, do you want to take a nap? I'm like, my nap is 20 minutes. Your nap is like 2 hours. Don't be messing me up. Well, guess what? We went upstairs, laid down for an hour and a half. I didn't hit my steps goal. It took 30 minutes. I wanted to do some pins on Pinterest. It took my 30 minutes from Pinterest. It just messed me completely up. And I was like, I know you're on vacation this week, but you messed me up yesterday. I didn't get 12,000 steps. It's probably because of you, because I was upstairs sawing logs with my mouth open, sleeping. I should have been awake.
See, and I'm the same. I can't do that. My naps are going to be 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah, no. And then
which is why I don't take them.
I feel groggy afterwards. If I do my 20-minute nap, I could jump out of the bed. And I'm like, let's get it. Even my kids are like, Mom, you're so weird. That's so weird. But I went to a sleep doctor for many years, and he was like, you have to train yourself to do that. You have to, because I was on shift work and I was having a lot of problems with my sleep disturbances, hallucinations, all sorts of really bad. I mean, you don't sleep for 30 hours straight. Yes,
Right.
that's for years. That's going to happen. And so he's like, you have to train yourself to take 15 to 20-minute naps. You have to, or you're going to die. Like, it's going to kill you. It was like, it's almost like I would feel like I was drunk a lot.
Mama used to be able to lay down. She could literally lay down, go to sleep.
Yeah.
Sleep for 10 minutes.
Yes.
And then she'd have to lay there for another few minutes because she would sleep so deep in that 10 minutes that she had to let the blood start circulating around her body again.
Yeah, but up and be fine, right? Yeah. Yep.
I'm good with the not taking a nap thing.
Yeah. I wish I don't want to say I wish I did, because I know that it's healthy for my body and I'm trying to listen to myself. But some days I'm like, I could be filling that 20-minute time spot with something else. But it is what it is.
I will say, on days that I feel like I need to take a nap,
yeah,
I will totally go lay down and take a nap. And if I lay down with the dogs to take a nap, I lay down with the dogs. If I go crawl on the couch with the puppies, and we all snuggle up together, I will do like 20 to 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay. I literally laid back my head back this morning because I was up at 3:15 this morning.
Woo!
So see, that's my normal, I'm usually up between 4:30 and 5.
Yeah.
But we go to bed at 8.
Right.
But I was so tired because I got up, I got my coffee, I went downstairs and got on the couch between the puppies.
Right.
And they snuggled up and went back to snoring. So I sat there and I scrolled into my phone and I watched YouTube videos, and that was when I was listening to the one guy. And
yeah.
So some of it is learning and some of it is not. And if it was more learning, then it would be fine. My husband was like, you should go while it's still dark. You should go take, Joey for a walk.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to go in the dark.
Yeah, that's one thing I don't like. I don't like walking in the dark.
I wouldn't mind so much if it was just me, but with the dogs, you don't never know what's going to come out.
Oh yeah.
I don't want
my dog out because he'll see something. So, oh my God, Cheryl, do you know what I'm talking about? Something come out. Last night, I saw a piebald deer in my, that was around midnight. I didn't go to sleep till midnight last night.
That's so cool.
Yeah. Yep. It was, I don't really like deer. So I was like, oh God, what is that? It looks like a demon. It was big too. Yep. Standing near my back driveway. It was really weird. Like, so kind of near my back door. It was weird. I was like, all the acreage.
Was it a buck?
No. Nope. But she was big. I was like, why are you so big?
Well, I mean, no, they wouldn't, if anything, they would just be getting nubs right now. They wouldn't have.
So maybe it was a buck. And
maybe it was a buck.
Like I said, it was midnight. I was 3 floors up and I didn't have my glasses on. So maybe it was a buck, but it scared me. Yeah. Someone was like, turn the light on in the back. And I did. And it floods the back pasture. And I was like, what in the heck? What is that? So yeah, I mean, if I was outside with the dog, oh, he'd be gone. He'd go deer chasing and I wouldn't see him for hours.
Right.
Hours. Yeah.
Oh, the puppy we got, he would do the same thing, except I always take him out on a leash. And so I would have gotten jerked. And then my back would be hurting worse than it already is.
Exactly. Yep.
So yeah, so I mean, the whole thing is we're gonna wind this up right quick. But the whole thing is taking a few minutes. Oh, we got another question.
Oh,
Do
sweet.
you guys work for chunks of time without interruptions and then take a break, or how do you do it?
Yes.
So
Yes.
Renee time blocks.
I time block. Yep. I call it the 1 hour. I probably have 30 videos on TikTok about it, specifically for cleaning, but you can do it and because most of the comments are, oh, I do this for studying. Set your timer for 1 hour, do whatever you need to do, take a break. And people, the one question I get is, well, how long is your break? It depends on what kind of day you're having. If you're having a day where you just need a long break, sometimes my break is 3 hours in between because I have to go to the grocery store. I have to do running around. The kids need me to do something. Mom, fix this. My internet's not working. Whatever it is. So you take a break and then you set your time, but you have to set the timer. You can't just say, oh, I'm going to look at the clock. No, you have to set a timer. If you use Notion, do you ever use Notion, Cheryl?
Never heard of it.
If you use Notion, it's like think of a digital planner for your desktop. You can pull it up. It's really cool. I'm actually working on a bunch of Notion templates right now for my Etsy store. But Notion has a timer on there and then it's boom right in your face. But I like to use Alexa just because we have one on every level. I can set it. And wherever I am in the house, it'll go off and get up, do the thing you need to do. But with that being said, I have to write a list, and I normally write the next day's list the day before because sometimes there's things that I don't get around to. Write the list for the next day so that it's just like, oh, it's my break time. What am I doing now? No, still make good use of your time, but just, know what you're doing. But 100%, if you have a lot to do, that is the only way you're going to get it done. Is if you
I have my morning and my afternoon broke up into two main different things. So, my morning, my lunchtime, and then my afternoon.
Yep.
And I tend to, whatever I gravitate more towards in the morning or whatever is more important that gets done first.
Yep.
And then usually it's podcast and then consultation calls.
Yep.
For the middle chunk, and then any finishing up is usually between 3 and 5. But I like to be done by 4 and just
100%.
Then
Yes.
I can go, make dinner or whatever. Steve is already home.
Yep.
There's less interruptions if I'm already done.
Yes.
So.
Yep.
So I'm not a strict time block. It's kind of just in my head that this is what needs to be done. I need to be more specific.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I was more specific, I would get more things done.
Oh, absolutely.
However, we were talking about this recently in the group too, and it's like if you do something like eBay or podcast or YouTube, whatever it is, if you just do it like all the way through.
Yep.
Figure out how long it takes you to do your goal all the way through.
Yep.
And then if you have time and you want to do it again later, then
Mm-hmm.
do it again later.
Do it again. Right.
But if I have a goal of 10 listings, for example,
Mm-hmm.
then I can get that done in an hour.
Right.
And then go on to something else.
Right.
And then go on to something else. And then
Yep.
if I am, if I get all the stuff done and I want to do another 10, then I take another hour.
Yep.
But if you it's the starting and the stopping. People talk about being able to multitask, but multitask is a fallacy.
And it's a waste of time.
Yeah, because every time you stop,
Yeah.
you have to, your brain has to get started again.
Right. Right. The only type of multitasking that I can do is like so like I said, in the morning when I'm walking, I'm getting my steps and I'm having time to myself. But that's not me actually doing do you know what I mean? But if two things that you have to actually concentrate, you're not going to be able to do them.
Right. Right.
And so like, oh, I'm a multitasking queen. I'm like, and I bet you if you showed me your day, I could poke so many holes through your day. You would be like, oh my gosh, because you don't realize it. I used to be like, oh yeah, multitasking is the only way to do things. No.
I was right there with you.
No. No.
And I mean,
Robin's called me about that in one of her podcasts, talk about how bad multitasking is. Yep. Oh, sorry. Someone just called me. I don't know why. Yeah, so no multitasking.
Nope.
Yep.
I don't even check my email.
Yeah, I have a 20-minute time block in my morning because I have many email accounts, but my biggest offender is I have 91,000 emails right now. So for 20 minutes a day, I'm committed to opening email and deleting. So I'm trying to do deleting 1,000 a day, but I can't just because a lot of them. So I don't delete non-important stuff. So I have important stuff and non-important stuff kind of mixed in. So I can't just bulk delete. I actually have to like kind of go through it or like sort by, okay, well, I've never opened emails by this Mike person. Let me type Mike and then delete all of his. So I'm trying to delete a couple thousand a day. So I have a time block in the morning for that because I'm like, first of all, I'm running out of storage on Gmail, but I have to get this under control. This is not okay. I need to start unsubscribing from people's emails because I miss emails all the time. Like, oh, I emailed you. Oh, well, let me go look in my 91,000 emails to see if I see your name. Sorry. So if someone emails me, I'm like, hey, shoot me a text that you're going to email me because I get 50 emails an hour. I will miss it. And a lot of it's junk because I see stuff online and I'm like, oh, this would be good for next Easter. Let me send this I send emails to myself too. That's another habit I need to try to get out of because it's just contributing to that problem.
I've got the gazillion emails also, but I have one particular one that is lists.
Good.
If it's something I have to sign up for.
Yes.
Not a website. It's not going to be my sign in and my login stuff. But if it's something I need to sign up for in order to get the information, I have one email that I use for that.
Yeah.
And if I have not looked at it, it'll hit 3,000 or 4,000. And if I haven't, I just,
yeah.
If I don't know it's there, then I didn't know it was there. Sorry, I didn't get it.
So yeah, that's part of my day too. I need to get control of my email list, but I had to write it down. Renee, you have to do this every day because I'll just let it slide. I'll get to it. It's not important right now. Okay.
Alrighty, well, it's 1:20.
Good, sweet. I have until 1:30 to eat, and then I have to start working again. I need to get on Creative Fabrica for an hour. So.
Ooh, that's another rabbit hole. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so I have an hour to get on, look everything up, download everything I need, unzip all of the files, put the files into specific folders, put them on my desktop. Yeah. So
that's a whole nother thing. I have to learn how to use it. I signed up for it. I paid for the thing. Now I have to learn how to use it. So
yeah. Oh, it's great. I mean, you can find everything on there. Everything.
Oh yeah. I mean, I totally agree with you. It's like, why do I need 15 gazillion fonts?
Right. See, I do KDP though. So I use the fonts. I don't always want to use, and Canva's kind of weird about their licensing too. I've been seeing like I watched one video, a girl's like that she did 60,000 in a month on KDP, and then her account got closed down or something like that. And I'm like, oh, see, I would die if that happened to me. So I'm very weird about what I use, what I upload, that type of stuff. I didn't watch the whole video, but she was able,
I've watched it. I bitched at, oh, excuse me. I hollered at them.
yeah,
About, because they put out their own video. It was just a week or so ago, put out their own video. There was a bunch of comments in it that talked about the copyright thing.
yeah,
And whoever their people were that were in the chat were like, reach out to us through email or this link or whatever. Like, and I came back and I was like, look,
right. Hello.
we're all asking the same question. Just freaking answer it right here where we can all read it.
Right.
We just watched your video. We're
Oh, no.
all looking in the comments. Just
it's
answer it.
That gets on my nerves so bad. Yeah.
And he did. Partially.
Oh, this was a man. Oh, so it happened to a man too.
Huh?
The
No. The Canva answered my question.
Oh, good. Yeah. Good.
So the way that I understand it, so long as you mix things, you can't just take it and use it.
Right.
But if you mix things, if you change things,
Right. You
you're
should be
fine.
right.
But you still you go to Creative Fabrica,
Yeah.
download stuff,
Yes.
use Canva as your way to manipulate the things.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
I think that once my Creative Fabrica, once my Canva is done, my subscription is up, I'm gonna move to Kittle.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I'm not gonna spend the money right now since I already have Canva.
Right. Right.
But at least right now, and that could change later, but at least right now, Kittle doesn't have the issues.
Right. Okay. Well, yeah, let me know how that goes.
Well,
wow.
We got like a year, so.
Right. Okay. Well, good. Thank you guys for joining us. Like we said before, if you catch the replay, make sure you say replay. Let us know that you dropped in. We'd love to see you. Love to see your little icon pop up. And
absolutely.
I'll mention we're going to be taking a break next week.
Yes.
Holiday. Enjoy spending time with your families. If you need Adam's information, it's in the description. And we appreciate you guys so much.
And one really quick thing is, if you like this platform, this method, this way that we've done it this week,
yes,
let me know. I'm going to be trying it for a couple of weeks, and then I'm going to try it like for our podcast, and I'm going to try it for the Wednesday accounting call too, which next week, if you're listening, will be on Thursday.
Okay.
So if you like it, let me know, let us know, so that we can figure out, if this is the best way to do it, or go back to StreamYard.
Good.
Because they were very unhappy when I told them I was leaving.
What are you going to do?
Side gig Kim says, you guys talk about everything I have been trying to learn for years.
Oh, good. Hey, Kim, if you have literally, you've got our information. You have any questions, just reach out. Like, this is what we're doing literally day in and day out. We're actually doing it. We're not just saying, oh yeah, make $1 million. No, we're doing the work every day. So ask us.
Exactly. My whole premise for the accounting that I do, the consulting that I do, is I want to have my hands in it. I want to, jump both feet in and do it, so that when somebody comes to me and they say, I'm doing, or I want to do, I know how to help them.
Yep.
So.
Absolutely. Oh,
Right.
guys, thank you guys so much for joining. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.